Namaskar, a warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Prashant Kumar Sinha bringing glimpses of major developments of the day from across the globe. The headlines: U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo hits out at Beijing for the threats it poses to Quad countries. Afghanistan's chief peace negotiator calls India a major stakeholder in the Afghan peace process. Azerbaijan and Armenia accuse each other of violating ceasefire in NagornoKarabakh. Indian visa services from Bangladeshi citizens resumes after a gap of 6 months. And in tennis, Polish teenager Iga Świątek creates history, lifts her maiden French Open trophy at Roland Garros. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has hit out at Beijing for its bad behavior and the threats it poses to Quad countries, that is U.S., India, Australia and Japan. Pompeo said the Quad nations need to collaborate to deal with such threats.
As partners in this Quad, it is more critical now than ever that we collaborate to protect our people and partners from the CCP's exploitation, corruption and coercion. We've seen it in the South and East China Seas, the Mekong, the Himalayas, the Taiwan Strait. These are just a few examples.
Pompeo met Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar in Tokyo on Tuesday. The two leaders underlined the need to work together to advance peace, prosperity and security in the Indo-Pacific and around the globe. Taking a jibe at China, Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen said the country would continue to modernize its defensive combat capabilities. At the same time, Taiwan will show resilience against military expansion and provocation from the other side of the Taiwan Strait. She was speaking on the occasion of the country's National Day celebrations on Saturday. Ing-wen referred to recent developments like sovereignty disputes in the South and East China Seas and the China-India border conflict. She highlighted that democracy, peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific are facing serious challenges. The Taiwanese president said, if Beijing can change the way it handles cross-strait relations and jointly facilitate reconciliation and peaceful dialogue, regional tension can surely be resolved. Top Afghan peace negotiator Dr. Abdullah said that the people of Afghanistan expect a settlement where no terrorist group will be able to work or use Afghan soil against any other country. He described India as an important stakeholder in the Afghan peace process.
India is an important player which has helped Afghanistan throughout many years, has a lot at stake in a peaceful Afghanistan, encouraged engagement in the peace process. There are different countries which are playing different roles there, and India's role will also be appreciated.
The chairman of the High Council for National Reconciliation of Afghanistan is on a 5-day visit to India. He said the takeaway from the interaction with the Indian Prime Minister is that India wants an Afghan-led solution to the crisis. India has always stayed committed to an inclusive settlement which is acceptable to all Afghans and a unified Afghanistan which does not harbor terror groups. Azerbaijan and Armenia accused each other of violating the terms of a ceasefire in Nagorno-Karabakh conflict zone and shelling on settlements inside each other's territories. It has come within minutes of the Moscow-brokered truce taking effect from midday on Saturday. Experts said it has cast shadows on the efficacy of the truce. The ceasefire was originally intended for exchanging prisoners and recovering the dead between the warring parties in the conflict zone. It came after 10 hours of talks between the diplomats in Moscow, which was coordinated by Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. The two sides met at the invitation from Russian President Vladimir Putin. Kyrgyz President Sooronbay Jeenbekov strengthened his grip on power on Saturday by reshuffling top security officials. He has ordered detention of his principal opponent, ex-President Almazbek Atambayev, again just days after he left prison. The Kyrgyz parliament, meanwhile, struggled to gather a quorum to vote in a new government and end the power vacuum. The Central Asian country has been gripped by unrest since a contested election on the 4th of October. More than 1,200 people have been injured and one person has been killed in street clashes. This is All India Radio giving you the world news. After a gap of about 6 months, the visa services have resumed for several categories of applicants at the Indian High Commission in Bangladesh. A report from our special correspondent in Dhaka.
The High Commission announced that online visa application services for medical, business, employment, entry and journalist categories have been resumed. The online visa application process for diplomatic, official, UN official and UN diplomatic categories have also been announced. The announcement said that the visa application process for other categories will also resume soon. In the year 2019, more than 16 lakh visas were issued by the Indian High Commission in Bangladesh. The visa application process was suspended due to COVID-19 pandemic in March this year. Rajesh Jha, AIR News, Dhaka.
World Mental Health Day is observed on the 10th of October every year. Speaking on the occasion today, UN Chief Antonio Guterres said that as millions of people globally are affected by mental health issues, a massive scale in investment in mental health is required by all countries.
Around the world, nearly 1 billion people live with a mental disorder. In low and middle-income countries, more than 75% of people with mental health conditions receive no treatment at all. And overall, governments spend on average less than 2% of their health budgets on mental health. We can no longer ignore the need for a massive scale-up in investment in mental health. We must act together now to make quality mental health care available for all who need it to allow us to recover faster from the COVID-19 crisis.
Meanwhile, Health Minister of India, Dr. Harshvardhan, has said that due to lack of awareness about mental health issues as well as stigma attached to the illnesses, people hesitate to come forward and seek medical help. He reiterated the government's commitment to provide comprehensive and quality mental health services. Egypt on Saturday ratified a maritime deal setting its Mediterranean sea boundary with Greece. The demarcation of the maritime boundary has resulted in the form of an exclusive economic zone for oil and gas drilling rights. The bilateral agreement is widely seen as a response to a rival deal between Turkey and Libya that spiked tensions in the East Mediterranean region, along with Turkey's disputed oil and gas exploration in the sea waters. The Ankara-Tripoli maritime deal has been dismissed by Egypt, Cyprus and Greece. They have called it an infringement of their economic rights in the gas-rich Mediterranean Sea. A tropical storm named Chan-Hom is expected to skirt Japan's main islands and likely to cause heavy damage to the Izu Islands south of Tokyo. Local governments throughout the southern regions have issued evacuation orders and advisories affecting over 8,000 people. According to Japan's meteorological agency, the storm has brought with it continuous heavy rains. It has already exceeded all October rain averages and caused landslides in the Nara and Mie prefectures of the main island. Now let's take a look at the coronavirus updates. According to WHO data, the number of infected cases has crossed 36.61 million worldwide. The United States saw a 2-month high in new COVID-19 cases with over 58,000 infections reported on Friday. Russia registered a fresh single-day record of 12,846 COVID-19 cases. Moving on to sports, in tennis, Polish teenager Iga Świątek has defeated American Sofia Kenin in straight sets to win her maiden French Open title. She became the first player from Poland in the history to win the title at Roland Garros. Meanwhile, Serbian Novak Djokovic would face Spaniard Rafael Nadal in the summit clash on Sunday. Nadal, a 12-time French Open champion, will be aiming to equal Roger Federer's record of 20 Grand Slam titles. India is celebrating the 151st birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi. Before we end, let's listen to Vaishnavajan by artists from Syria. And with that, we end this bulletin. See you at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.